Hi guys, I'm Eric with North Trail RV, and today we're going to be talking about the 2026 35CH. This coach is one of my favorite coaches because for 35 feet, which actually overall length is 37 feet 9 inches. This packs a lot of coach for the dollar. We'll start with the front. We're going to have a 10 kilowatt generator instead of an 8K generator like you'll find on some of the other competition. Another big thing, we're going to have independent front suspension up here. Most of the competition at this price point is going to be still doing a straight axle or the new VFS. Another big thing with that 10 kilowatt generator, we're going to have 3 ACs instead of 2. So again, for a 35-foot motorhome, this thing is going to have a lot of value, a lot of features you're just not going to find in other coaches. We do equip this coach with the, it comes standard with collision avoidance, adaptive cruise, braking mitigation. One of the things that is an option that's not standard is your blind spot monitoring, and on this coach we do have that. Again, something you will find on a more expensive coach than this. As we move along, you'll notice the paint. This is Midnight. It is an upcharge. It's a specialty paint, and we do pair it with the blackout package and the American Racing rims. These rims do come from Freightliner. Speaking of Freightliner, this is the new Power Glide Freightliner. It is a little different. So if you're looking at competition, same size coach, it will be a little different because Tiffin had some input with the Power Glide that is now being made by Freightliner. It is going to have that signature flat floor from front to back. So we will have some taller center rails. And what that means to you is we won't have that step up to where the motor is located. So it'll be one floor, one flat floor from front to back. The other thing that is exclusive to the Power Glide made by Freightliner, it's going to be the Coney shocks. Those are custom tuned. So again, this thing's going to ride better. It's going to handle, it's going to turn a lot sharper and better than the competition because we have independent front suspension instead of a straight axle or VFS. So something most people don't talk about is the new tires that we put on coaches. In previous years, a lot of times we just put truck tires, over-the-road tires. These are actually new tires that are made by Michelin exclusively for the motorhome industry. It's called X-Coach tires, and some really nice features about it is they're directional tires. So these are designed to roll forward, and it's going to have water evacuations on the end, and it's actually the only tire that I know of in the RV industry that's going to have the Mountain Peak symbol on it. So what that means to you is in icy conditions, if you're heading up north, this coach is going to, again, handle better, turn better, better in icy and wet conditions. Really, really nice tire. And the tread pattern, again, since it's not an over-the-road trucker that's meant to just get as many miles as they can on it, you'll notice that it has a larger pad. It has 4 pads on it instead of 5, giving you more surface area for better for braking, again, handling in those wet and icy conditions. So real big deal for the RV industry to have, tires like that. As we move along, some nice features that we're now having in our 2025 and 2026 models is we're going all hydraulic slide outs. Most of your competition is still going to have some hydraulics, some electric, maybe all electric slide outs. We're going to have full hydraulic slide outs for the slide outs on this. One feature we don't talk about, we overlook, is the fact that all of Tiffin's doors, when they shut, they stay shut. If you've ever seen, maybe it's happened for you, you're driving down the road, one of your baggage door pops open. You won't have that on a Tiffin because of this really nice kind of a moon-shaped bracket. And what happens is after your door gets about halfway, it's going to just finish shutting on its own. And if it happens to pop back open, it'll just shut itself again. Another nice feature that we don't really, talk about, or sometimes we just, again, overlook. Because we're using the Power Glide chassis made by Freightliner, we are going to have a larger basement. The overall height of the coach did go up. I think we're around like 13.3, still under DOT regulations. But what that means to you, we have that flat floor from front to back, and we have a larger volume of basement storage, which on a 35-foot coach, we need all the storage we can get. We do have a large pass-through tray. You'll notice we have the central vac option on here, and here's your equipment. Anytime we do induction, Tiffin is nice enough to provide the pots and pans for it. And then here is our ladder. I'll show you that on the back. And then we have some replacement tiles for you. We have our outside TV right here. Really nice that our Girard awnings are right above it and not, you know, the TV's not where there's a seam between the two awnings. Another feature that we don't talk about a whole lot, but we should, is this access door. If we happen to have to work on the refrigerator, winterize the refrigerator, we have direct access behind it. Competition, we're gonna have to go ahead and pull that refrigerator out to work on it. So really nice access. That I like that they take the time to provide things like that. Here's a new feature for 2026. We have the pet perks. So it's a metal bracket that is detachable. So you can put your food and water for your pets. And then when you're ready to travel, we can just put it up in the basement. Again, look how nice it is. When these doors get about halfway, they're going to go ahead and shut on their own. So you'll notice with the Girard awnings, we're going to have Girard slide toppers and Girard window awnings. On those windy days, you can't keep your big awnings out. It is nice to have that shade directly over your windows. As we move further to the rear of the coach, you have your two cranking 12-volt batteries and a battery disconnect. If you're going to be storing the coach, if you're not using it, you can go ahead and kill that power right there at the house or at the chassis truck batteries. I like how they finish off these compartments with this textured lining, which is nice for durability. Here's something that doesn't get mentioned often. I really like that the exhaust is through the cap and it's going out the side of the coach. So what that means to you, when we're hooking up that vehicle, that tow vehicle, I don't have that exhaust pipe right here blowing all that hot air, you know, stirring up dust. It's also better for your tow vehicle. The other nice thing about having this right here instead of here is if we are going through a driveway that is really low or a higher incline on the backside, I don't have to worry about crushing that exhaust pipe. It's nice and safe here, and again, out of the way. So we do have a rear radiator coach, and what I do like about that fact instead of a side radiator is I don't lose all of those compartments on this side of the coach. We're talking about, you know, overall length 37 feet, so not a lot of coach. I don't want to lose two compartments over here. And what we have done is we've paired this with a 450 horse instead of your competition that's going to be 360, 380, maybe 400. So still the same ISL 8.9 liter motor, but we got 450 horses now, which is awesome. This thing's like a little rocket ship. So here's some of that storage that we don't lose because we've got that rear radiator. And I still have access. You can take that panel off to access the side of the motor. Also, that ladder I showed you in the basement, that's where it connects. So no more old school tacky ladder that we, you know, screw into the rear cap and we got rusty screw holes. The ladder attaches up there. When we're not using it, it collapses. It goes in the basement out of the way. Doesn't take up a lot of space. So we have your 10-gallon def fill right here. Because this is a 450, they do the larger def tank there. And since this is a 3 air-conditioned coach, we have your 50 amp service right here. It is on a power reel. And because of the size of it, we can get by with running 1 or 2 ACs. We don't have to always use 3. And the nice thing is if you ever did have an air condition fail, you have 2 other air conditions that are more than enough to keep the coach cool. I do like how high this slide out is, because this is, you know, the compartments that I'm going to be accessing a lot, and I don't want to have to duck underneath a slide out or hit my head. So this is really functioning for what I need to do. Over here we have the 450D Aqua Hot. That is different than what most people are going to be putting in this price point of a coach. They're going to have like that 250D. And basically the real big difference is the 450 allows me to heat the coach and heat the water at the same time. Those smaller 250Ds only do one or the other, can't do both at the same time. Also, I like where they put this. They're not putting it 20 feet behind in a different, you know, compartment or at the rear of the coach. If I need to top that off, if I need to change the fuel filter for it or service it, I've got my own, you know, distinctive bay fuel filters right there in the back on the side. Wet bay, they do a really good job with it. They do a recessed pan at the bottom, so it gives me that extra room that I need, so I can rotate this right here. This rotates up and it makes it really easy for hooking up and then simply just rotating this back down. I've got my drain right here. If I do make a mess in here, it's easy to wash this out. Again, it's a lowered pan, so everything just drains out the bottom. Whole house filtration right here. I can turn the water pump on and off simply right there. And then we have our tank flushes right here and bypasses. And then if you are going to be doing a lot of dry camping, this is a nice feature. I don't have to fill up that freshwater tank on that potable water fill that we saw on the other side. I can simply just turn this valve, fill my tank, and then we can go dry camping. Here's the other side of our pass-through. Another thing that Tiffin does differently than everybody else is if you look over here on the left, if I have any kind of issues or if I need to turn the coach off, I have distinctive battery disconnects for the whole coach battery and inverter right here. And then I have push button breakers, easy to determine if I've got a trip breaker, I'm not checking little fuses, or if I need to reset an inverter or turn something on and off. It is easy and accessible right here. Because this is on that Power Glide chassis, you'll notice how much taller this is, giving me a lot more headroom to get underneath here. So with the Phaeton, we're going to have 3 options for batteries. They'll come with just standard lead acid batteries. They will be 6-volt batteries. You can upgrade them to extended cycle batteries, which are AGMs, or we can go with lithium. There'll be 3 270 amp hour batteries for a total of 810 amp hours. If you are going to be doing a lot of dry camping, which you know, we talked about earlier, a lot of people are doing those harvest hosts and dry camping. This will allow you to run refrigerators for a couple days, keep them topped off with that 600 watts of solar up there. On the larger Phaetons, we can put up to 6 200-watt solars up there, but this coach is equipped with 3. Here's kind of our service bay. Most manufacturers put a lot of electrical right here up in this first compartment. I do like that Tiffin seals theirs. That's a watertight box. You know, down here in Florida, we have a lot of humidity. No matter how tight something is, you can get moisture just through the air inside of your compartment. So I like that the electrical is all sealed off like that. And here is the dual fill for that 100-gallon fuel cell. So before we head inside, I want to talk about this. This is a really nice feature. From the outside, I can access my coach a little bit. I can unlock, I can put awnings in and out. I'm going to go ahead and retract that door awning here. Before I enter the coach, I can push the master light on so I'm not walking into a dark motorhome. I can turn the road and porch lights on and off. And then I can also, if I push this center button, I can check my battery voltage and I can check my tanks. So really nice, useful feature. Be able to unlock the coach, put awnings in and out. And if you're ready, we'll head inside. All right, here we are in the cockpit. This should look familiar for a modern day Freightliner. This one made it out of the factory without getting its new Power Glide symbol here, but going forward, you're going to see any Phaeton, Allegro bus to Zephyr, it will say Power Glide here instead of Freightliner. Still going to be serviced by Freightliner, is made by Freightliner, and all this will look very similar. So we'll talk about this a little bit. I like the fact that regardless if it's a Power Glide or a regular Freightliner, I can control everything with my thumbs and my forefingers. So we'll start with the shifter. To put it in drive, simply roll this forward. To put it in reverse, you do roll it back, and you should always go through neutral before you ever go forward or backwards. And then to shift up and down, you simply push on the joystick that way after engaging this manual button right here. And then you can turn the engine brake on low, medium, or high by simply just sliding this up and down. For those guys trying to conserve some fuel, you're heading out west, if you just simply tap the MA button, that'll put it in secondary, and we'll be able to, it's going to change the shift points on the motor and allow you to save a little bit of fuel when we're heading out west and we're using that cruise control. If we want to hold this down, it'll put us in that manual mode, and then I can actually shift up and down with this, and then turn the engine brake on and off. I can control cruise control right here. I can take a phone call. I can turn that volume on the radio up and down from right here, and then I can toggle through all of my Freightliner options. Again, this coach comes equipped with blind spot monitoring, cruise control, adaptive cruise collision mitigation, mitigating braking. So a lot of nice features, and you can change some of these things around. Notice this is larger than some of the previous years. I do like that. It makes it better for viewing at night for driving. And then we can tilt and telescope this simply by pushing this pedal down. And then this coach does have adjustable pedals. So if there's somebody that's a little taller, a little shorter, there's a knob over here on the left side that I can adjust this in and out. But that'll do it for the front of the coach. So the problem with most 35, 36-foot motorhomes is you got to give up something in the floor plan. Maybe it's a smaller bathroom or a smaller kitchen. This is that 135-foot floor plan that gives you everything in a motorhome without making any kind of sacrifices and without having to go to a 40 or 44 or 45-foot motorhome. So, as you notice, I have a lot of space. This is a bar option. You can get different configurations here, but we like to option this in. One of the benefits to it is when we do close the slide outs in, it's easier to walk by. I don't have this big table protruding out, and I'm able to obviously turn the chairs sideways. The other nice feature is just the fact that we have all this counter space, and if we want to, set up, some chips and dip, and we're tailgating or just having some company over. I mean, you can never not have enough counter space, and I think this coach has more counter space than some of our bigger 40-footers. TV is on a televator. Simply, we can put that down, get it out of the way, enjoy that big window, and not feel so closed in. On the other side, we had these cedar seats. There are other manufacturers you can spend $1 million on and still not have as nice a theater seats. So what I really like about the seats that Tiffin uses, not only can I put my feet up, and then as I lay back, if I'm trying to watch something, I can adjust my back up so I can watch something. Most other theater seats, they go back and out, and that's it. There is no adjusting, a second adjustment for your head to support your head while you're, enjoying a movie. And these are very comfortable. If you want to put that TV down, they put that control right here. next to your theater seat, great place for it. Notice up top they have the integrated sound bar. It's nice, gets it out of the way. It's very discreet. And if you're playing some cards, maybe you're using this as an office. I mean, this is a lot of counter space, a lot of usable space, and then there's storage right underneath here. And there's these really nice pull-out trays. As we move further along into the kitchen, notice we did option the fireplace. That's a really nice feature. If you're trying to save, diesel instead of running that burner on the Aqua Hot system, or you just enjoy the look of it, it does put out heat. You can simply turn it on in the morning, take a little bit of that chill out of the air. It is a nice backup in case that Aqua Hot system gives you any kind of trouble. It's always nice having a backup. Again, for such a small coach, look at the storage that you get. We've got a lot of other size motorhomes out here that don't give you the pantry like this. And if you notice, Bob and Judy Tiffin signed your motorhome. Tiffin really focuses on giving you the things that guests want. Some people are full-timers, some people are weekend warriors, but there's a lot of other manufacturers that put a much smaller refrigerator, and this is massive. You can never have enough refrigerator and freezer space. And I like that we got ice right there in the door. As we move over here, more counter space. Most of us have some kind of Keurig toaster oven. I like that I have extra counter space, so when I do lift this up, I still have plenty of counter space. If I'm maybe just using one of the sinks, I still have this side to use. I like that the Tiffin does the oversized sink on the left side. So if we're washing like a pot or a pan, I can actually fit it inside the sink. Tiffin has always been known for the size of their cabinets. If we opened up all of these, you'll see that no one really can compete with the size of the storage that you get inside of a Tiffin. This wood is called Black Truffle, really popular. We've got some other lighter choices, some painted woods. You can get that platinum, that grayish wood. We can get the white linen, also very popular. This coach is equipped with a dishwasher, and I like that they hide it. Most people won't even realize that's a dishwasher, or other manufacturers will use just a front stainless steel cover on it, and it just doesn't look as nice in my opinion. Big full extension, soft close. So as we move to the middle of the coach, this makes my life so much easier. Everything is self-explanatory. I can check on everything from my heated floors to all three of my ACs, my house batteries, my chassis batteries, if I've got power going in and out, what my solar's doing, if I've got my hydronic heating on, and then I can go through everything from lighting to my power, generator, inverter, air condition. Really easy to determine where all my three ACs are set at and where my floor heat is. And then again, if I have my hydronic heating on, and then here's my control for the rear slide out. Speaking of the rear slide out, notice how much room we have in the bedroom. I love this bed. The fact that when I'm not using it, I can incline it, get it out of the way, and really open up this floor so I'm not navigating around the foot of a bed. Really gives me a lot of extra room over here on the door side of the coach. And then here's that big storage again that Tiffin is known for. And everybody knows that they put their hampers inside the bedroom. Great place to put put your dirty clothes. And so here, notice we do not have that step up to enter the bathroom. Again, on a short motorhome, there's always a sacrifice. You know, what are we giving up? This coach, you don't give up anything. The big kitchen, the big bedroom, king bed, washer, dryer, big bathroom, big shower. We know those other manufacturers that put those corner radius showers, where here we've got this big one-piece molded fiberglass shower. We've got our water miser there for those dry campers. We can save that water. And really great hanging storage. And if you notice over here on our left, got our stack washer and dryer and our double vanity sink. Look how they think about things, you know, for us to plug in, you know, razors, maybe hair straighteners, blow dryers, and then tons of storage, again, that Tiffin is known for. They do such a good job. And how can you beat it? I mean, 37 feet, I think 9 inches overall length from front to back. A lot of room, a lot of great features. This is definitely a top choice for the short motorhomes in the industry. Well, I think that'll do it. I'm Eric with North Trail RV. Thank you for taking the time. If you liked it, please like and subscribe. If you have any questions, you can feel free to reach out to me directly. Thank you very much. Have a great day.